breathe underwater.
Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and welcome to the show, y'all. In this episode, I'm going to be telling you about one of the guys that I knew back in the day when I was in rotation. Those of you that are new to the show, when I say that when I'm talking about being in rotation, that's back in the day when I was active, you know what I'm saying, as a gang member in the Gangster Disciples. I'm no longer active in the lifestyle anymore, but when you hear me talk like that, that's what I'm talking about. I'm referring to my past. But anyway, here we go. Look here. Folks, jumped off the porch when he was like 13, 14 years old. He was in it. When I say jumped off the porch, that's a term that's used, you know what I'm saying, in the streets when somebody said they started doing illegal activities, you know what I'm saying, at a young age, right? So folks jumped off the porch 13 or 14 years old. He was doing all kinds of stuff, right? And he gained a reputation pretty fast, you know what I'm saying, for somebody that would stand up and take care of his business. You know, you had some guys in the neighborhood a little older than him, 16, 17 years old, that, you know what I'm saying, they see him out there. He was a small frame type dude, right? So they would try to bully him and take advantage of him, you know what I'm saying, take his little pack from him and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, telling him to get on back home, you know what I'm saying, where he belongs, you know what I'm saying, because he's a child, he didn't belong out there, right? So one day, he got tired of taking all of these ass whoopings and stuff like that, right? So he decided to fight back. And when he fought back, he saw how it worked, and it made the dudes that were constantly jumping on him, how they backed up, because it turns out that he could actually fight. He just had never been in a fight. You see what I'm saying? So he stood up, and once he stood up, everybody in the neighborhood started to recognize that. Even the old heads in the neighborhood, they started to recognize that. And what happens a lot of times when you see situations like this, an old head is somebody, you know what I'm saying, that's been in the game for a long time, you know, a little older, you know what I'm saying, sometimes 20s, 30s, 40s, but they're older than the individuals that they're dealing with, right? But anyway, this particular old head, he saw, bruh, was somebody that would take care of his business. You see what I'm saying? Now, of course, you know, at that time, he wasn't the folks. So he brought bruh all the way in and got him, you know what I'm saying, schooled him, groomed him, and taught him all kind of things and helped him, you know what I'm saying, get his dope pack on the regular and all this and that. So bruh started buying from him, and eventually he brought bruh all the way in and had him initiated as a gangster disciple, right? So now he up under him. So bruh is really looking up to him as a father figure. You know what I'm saying? And now he's 15, 16 years old at this time, and he's gaining a reputation. Is somebody that will take care of his business, that's getting his money, doing his things, all of these types of things in the streets. Now, but keep in mind, he's still real, real young. So it's a lot of things that he still has to learn about being in the streets. So he goes through the ups and the downs and all of these types of things, right? And the first time he got robbed, somebody robbed him with a knife. First time he got robbed, somebody robbed him with a knife. Why is that? How was that able to happen with somebody that's in the streets, right? Well, at this particular time, even though bruh had somebody that was schooling that was older, he didn't have a gun because he thought the corner that he was on, where all the other gangsters were at, he thought that he didn't need a gun. And plus, he was young and everybody else was looking out for him. They didn't really take his hustle serious like the old head that pulled him in, right? They didn't take his hustle that serious, so they let him get his little money, then he'd be gone on off to the playground or gone to the arcade or something like that, playing his video games, but he was still getting money at that young age. So after he gets robbed with this butcher, a pocket knife, the old head puts a pistol in his pocket and tells him, if somebody bump down on you, you take action immediately. Start capping. That means shoot, right? But at the end of the day, what he was trying to tell him and what he actually taught him was that when you out on this block, this is just like your house. If somebody break in your house to threaten your family, you defend your house. You defend your family, right? It doesn't matter who it is. So the next time this dude, this addict dude that was going around sneaking and geeking and terrorizing people, right? You know, he's like one of them Debo types, right? He catching somebody green, he think he can get over on him. So he catches bro again, and he gets him again. He takes his stuff from him. So bro, unload on him. He missed, but he unload on him. Now he know who he is. Now he looking for him. He chasing him down. He ended up catching him. and put 2 in his leg, dropped him. Now, he was finna kill him, but the old head told him leave him alone. He learned his lesson. Let him go, because he gonna come back with that money now. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the lessons that he learned also, that don't mess up your money if you don't have to. Don't mess up your money if you don't have to. This dude's an addict. He gonna do what he need to do to get it. If he sees somebody slipping, he gonna try him. And that's what it was, right? So at the end of the day, bro's learning now. He's learning the streets. And he's also getting a reputation, because in the streets, people talk. They talked about when he took care of his business. They talk about when he shot this addict dude that robbed him, right? So now they're looking at him as somebody that he'll stand up dude. Now he's turning 17. Now he's starting to see, you got all of these brothers up on the block, and you got all these brothers up on the block, but they got these females with them too now. So now he's watching these females that's standing up on the block with these brothers. They getting in and out of these cars, and now he wants a piece of that action, because he's seeing it. They getting out of these cars, and then they giving the money to burn them. So he likes that. So he starts to drift over there where these females are and all this and that. He's trying to lure them to work for him. He's not understanding the game fully, right? So when he does that, the guys that already got these females, they step to him and say, man, look here, mind your own property. And what they meant by that, mind your own property, means you need to go get your own female. Because if you cut in on my money, we're going to have a problem. Taught him another lesson right there. Go out, get your own females, bring them up on the block. So he's at a store one day, at the supermarket one day, right? He's just in there shopping. And this older female steps up to him, right? And she's been watching him, you know what I'm saying, seeing that he getting money. But she's in her 20s. When I say older, right? He's 17 at this time. She's in her 20s. She steps to him and she tells him, she said, look, let me work for you. Now, he plays this role like he understands what's going on, right? But he knows, excuse me, y'all, I'm still sick. He knows that she's trying to proposition him to be a prostitute for him. So he tells her, he said, come on, that's what's up. Now, she's got the place to live. He don't. He's still living at home. You feel me? Even though he's getting his own bread, he still was staying at home. So eventually he moves in with her. She's out on the block working. He's out on the block hustling, getting his money, and she's bringing it all home to him. But they start a relationship. Now they in a relationship, and he's starting to get feelings. And she tells him, you can't do that. You can't get feelings for somebody like me. You feel me? That's what she's drilling in his head. But he can't understand that. He's not hearing that. He's not feeling that. But she was trying to tell him, with the things that I do, you got to be a special type of dude to handle what I do, and then be able to bring it home and not take it personal, because it's going to mess up the money. And that drew the connection in his head. That drew the connection in his head when the old head taught him about shooting the addict. Don't kill him. You didn't have to kill him if you don't have to kill him, because you're going to mess up the money. He going to be a loyal customer. Now you're going to bring your money back, and he going to know, don't play with you. So he's he's connecting the dots with what the gal was saying. If you're not that type of person, don't do this, because you're going to mess up the money. But he thought he was that type of person. He thought he was that type of dude that he could handle it. So they started having a relationship. So when they was home, they were playing house. She was cooking for him, cleaning the house. They'd be in the bathtub together. She's washing his back. He thinks he's a grown man. He can handle it. He's doing him. You feel what I'm saying? Now he's got all of it. He's in the streets. He's hustling. He's getting his money. He got him a gal that's working for him. She's taking care of him. You know what I'm saying? At the house. She go out and get her money and bring it back. Ain't nothing slick going on. He think he's on top of the world. He's living a nice life according to him, the way the streets go anyway. So she tell him, look, we need to build a stable. And he's like, what's a stable? Understand. He's still green. She tells him, we're going to get some other women to get out there and hustle for us, right? And get this money. But she also tells him, look, we need to find us some of these young boys, right? Because there's a lot of dudes that's coming up on this corner. They're not looking for no female. They're looking for boys. So he's kind of a little hesitant about that, but she brings one of these young boys home with her. She got a couple of girls and a young boy. And he give him this little speech like he's just really putting it down, right? But he don't know what he's doing. So she takes over that aspect, and she tell him this is what it is. He running this. You get wrong, he gonna deal with it. She boosting him up like he's 10 feet tall. Like he's 10 feet tall. And he's watching her lay it down to him, and he's liking it because it's making him feel 10 feet tall. You understand? But here's the thing. They all get out there on the streets, all of them. the two new girls and the boy, they getting out there and they bring the money back. And they calling him dad, and they all sitting around the table eating, you know what I'm saying? And his main gal, you know what I'm saying? She's making sure that everybody's eating, everybody's bathing, everybody's getting tests, everybody's got condoms. She's making sure all of this. She's keeping up with all the money. Everything is going fine according to the streets. According to the streets, everything is going fine. And then one day, she's out on the block and he's out on the block and they're getting money and everything is working out real good. And then all of a sudden, here comes this dude. This dude comes by and he wants to buy a little piece of dope from her and trick off with her at the same time, right? So she comes to him and she tells folks, let me get one. It wasn't number 20. Listen to me, y'all. It wasn't number 20. Let me get one. So she go back to dude and she tells him, let's go. But he got to pay for everything. He said, cool. So when they leave, they get into his car. Now, when they get in the car, he sees the dude pull out a gun on Gal. And he slap her with his other hand. Give me that dope. She hands him the dope. And now she turns and she looks at bruh with her eyes all wide like this is a real deal threat. And she's relying on him to do what? Defend the house. Defend his family. He runs over there. By the time he gets over there, the pistol is already out. He ain't thinking clearly. He's just thinking, I got to defend my family. She's my family. He unload on him while he's running towards her. They in the car. He hit him. Pop, pop, pop. Two of them right to the dome. He leans over. He's on the steering wheel. He's dead and gone before he even gets to him. She jumps out of the car. Blood is all over her. She's panicking. She's older than him, but she's never seen this up close in person. She's panicking. They get away. He's still up on the block. Somebody calls the police. The police come to the scene. They do what they do, take fingerprints and all this and that and whatever. And you know how people in the streets talk, where the people say the people in the streets don't talk. But let me tell you something, y'all. They talk. So they gave up her name, not his name. You feel what I'm saying? They gave up her name. Somebody that was hating in the game because she was getting too much money. They didn't care about what folks was doing. You feel what I'm saying? They wanted her out of the way. This is another female that's up here giving the police this information on the low. You feel what I'm saying? She got them around the corner in the alley. Said, look, I'm going to tell you something, but don't tell nobody I told you type stuff. Give up her name. The police bumped down on her. When the police bumped down on her, guess what? She's panicked. She's still off, unhinged about what happened. She's still nervous about what happened because she ain't never seen nothing like it. Even though she's been in the streets for a few years, she ain't never seen nobody get their brains blown out, especially with some of the brains end up on her blouse. She's still panicking. And the police peep all of this and they talking to her. And they tell her everything is going to be okay. Just tell us the truth. Tell us what happened. So she lays it all out to them, all the way. When he pulled up on the block, he asked her for the dope. When he asked her to trick off with her, when she went and got the dope, who she got the dope from, they get in the car, he smacks her, takes the dope. Next thing you know, it was 3 shots. 2 of them hit him in the head and dropped him. So they take her into custody, put handcuffs on her. She's panicking. Why are you taking me to jail? You told me to tell you the truth. Yeah, y'all, I know some of y'all listening might not believe that people are that naive, but people are that naive. They ain't never been taken down before. You feel me? And especially when they nervous, they thinking these folks is going to really make sure that they're straight. They're trying to get the information out of them. So she gives the information up. They take her down. And next thing you know, they got a picture of bro on TV because he had been under surveillance. They knew who he was. So they put his picture up on TV. You feel? Because they've been watching that block. And now, bro's mama sees him on the TV. Now, bro don't even know it. But he drops by his mama's house every day. Without a doubt, he's going to go by his mama's house every day. When he goes by his mama's house, she's panicking. She said, baby, you on TV? They looking for you for a murder. He's keeping it cool, calm, and collective. He said, I ain't done nothing. I ain't done nothing. So she's looking at it like, why would they have you on TV if you ain't done nothing? He said, Mama, I ain't done nothing. I ain't done nothing. But he leaves. He gets his stuff out the the house that he was staying with his mama and the gal. He kept his room at the house with his mama. So he get a few things out the room and he leave because he don't want to go back by the house because he's thinking maybe they got the house, you know what I'm saying, under surveillance. But he's wondering, how did they know it was me? But then he started to remember the car was full. So he's thinking somebody must have told it. So he gets rid of the gun. The gun is gone. You feel me? Throw it in the river. Ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? He cleans himself up. He's pouring bleach all over himself because he heard that if he pour bleach all over himself, he can get rid of anything. They won't be able to get no ballistic. So he's hiding out. He goes way underground. Now, the police, they figure out everything. Now they stop by the mama house 2 or 3 days later and they tell her, look, we just need to talk to him. We need to make sure we know exactly what's going on because we don't want to run into him in the streets and something happen. You feel me? So that scared his mama. So his mama gets in touch with him. He tells him, look, turn yourself in. He said, Mama, I'm not doing that. I'm not turning myself in. She begs him, baby, turn yourself in. I don't want them to kill you. You say you ain't done nothing. I'm with you. I'm riding with you. Whether you did it or not, I'm going to be here with you. So they have one of those moments where he has to make a decision. And he decides, because his mama is nervous and worried, to turn himself in. And keep in mind, he still don't know. He ain't seen his main gal in 2 or 3 days. You feel me? He still don't know, but he's thinking maybe they got her already in jail. But he still don't know who told it. He's not thinking that she's the one that told it. So he goes down to the police station. He tells them who he is, gives his name to him. And they say, hold on a sec. They go in the back, talk to a detective. The detective come out and say, your name such and such and such and such. He said, yeah, my name is such and such and such and such. He said, you are under arrest for the murder of such and such and such and such. Turn around. So he turned around and put the handcuffs on him, took him in the back, booked him. Now they got him in there, they questioned him. He said, I don't know nothing, I ain't seen nothing, I ain't been with nothing. And then they drop his gal's name on him. And his whole face turned blue. He like, huh? I don't know her, but you know how this goes. He's playing stuff. He ain't giving up no information at all about nothing. And he's pretending that he don't even know her. Well, they said, we need to get you in the lineup, but we need some other witnesses and so on and so forth. Now, let me show you how dirty they are. They put him in the lineup. They go to the jail to get her, bring her back. And they have her pick him out in the lineup. Are you serious? Yes, I am serious. She picks him out in the lineup to say, yeah, that's him, that's my man. So they take her back to the jail unbeknownst to him, and then they lock him up, and they got both of them charged with first-degree murder. And now it's about to go down. It's about to go down. They go into jail. It's just a matter for how long now. It's just a matter for how long. But look at it, check this out. Come back, y'all. I know you might not like it when I have these episodes, but look. The reason I have to do that because my phone calls are only so long. You feel what I'm saying? 30-minute phone call. So I can't do it like I would like to do it. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all bear with me. Ain't nothing but love. Ain't nothing but love. Ain't nothing but love. And quit clicking off of them commercials. Let them commercials run at least 7 seconds, y'all. For me, at least let the commercials run for 7 seconds before you skip the ad. You feel what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. All right? And check it out. I want to say something before I leave, man. Don't let fear, because a lot of the things that happens in our lives is based on fear. And don't let the fear you have about any situation, losing somebody that you're in love with that don't want to be with you no more, vice versa, losing a job, losing, you know what I'm saying, money or being behind on a bill. Don't let the fear that that's going to cause you, the uneasiness that could cause you, make you be fearful of the past, of the future rather. Don't let that make you fearful of the future. Don't let your fear make you so afraid of the future that you would not be able to recognize the blessings that are on the way. Remember that. Don't let the fear you have about whatever concern or whatever situation that you may be encountering have you so scared that you cannot recognize the blessings that are headed your way. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.
I've been trying to breathe underwater.